Hello, my friends. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded a video for the parish, so it's not a bad thing. It's a summertime, so taking a little break. And speaking of breaks, I just came back from an amazing trip. I was very blessed to spend a couple of weeks in France, most of the time in Paris, and I spent a couple days in the beautiful city of Strasbourg as well. It's always great to just experience another culture, and especially being in Europe, and the churches and the cathedrals, just so amazing. And I had this experience I want to share with you, a spiritual lesson. I really felt the Lord spoke to my heart, particularly when I was in the city of Strasbourg. Strasbourg is right on the border of Germany, eastern France. Beautiful little town, kind of a fairy tale-ish kind of town. And the center of Strasbourg is the cathedral, and it's the name of the cathedral is Notre Dame of Strasbourg. There's Notre Dame in Paris, but there's also Notre Dame in Strasbourg. And this cathedral, particularly the facade of this cathedral, is absolutely amazing. As you approach this facade of the cathedral, you're just in awe of how big it is and how detailed the structure is. And so I bought a little guidebook and, toured inside the cathedral. And then, one evening, that first evening I was there, I just sat outside at one of the cafes in front of the cathedral. And it was in the evening and the sun was starting to set. And I was just contemplating the facade of this cathedral. And as I was also learning a little bit about it, as I was reading this guidebook, this cathedral was built in stages over 400 years. And each, time they would build a little more. They would add on to it until they finally finished it with this magnificent spire, which I think is like the sixth largest spire in the world when it comes to Catholic cathedrals. Anyway, the point is, as I was contemplating this cathedral, I thought, I felt the Lord say to my heart, that we're all called to be cathedrals for the Lord. What is a cathedral? It's a place of worship. It's a place that's meant to glorify God here on earth. We're all meant to be those beautiful cathedrals. But just as cathedrals took sometimes hundreds of years to finish, you and we're works in progress, aren't we? That sometimes I know I can become impatient with myself. I want to try to live a holy life, and I fail every day. I make mistakes. But you think about that in relation to cathedrals. It took hundreds of years to build, probably lots of setbacks, probably times of war, times of transition, times of schism in the church, whatever it may have been. Their upheaval in the world, all that was going on as these cathedrals were being built. It's the same when it comes to our lives, right? We go through setbacks. We go through times of difficulty. We go through times of progress where we're making tremendous progress in our lives. But all of that, the Lord is building us. He's building us into these beautiful cathedrals, these beautiful temples for Him, where we are called to glorify Him here in our lives. And I think the main lesson is we have to be patient with ourselves. Think of the fact that each time that cathedral had a different stage where they completed it, they continued to build upon it, right? If they just stopped, it wouldn't have been as beautiful as it is today. And that's the same with our lives. The Lord is building us bit by bit, day by day, and that He wants to bring us to a beautiful completion where we too reflect His glory like these beautiful cathedrals. And so I guess that's a lesson I wanted to offer you today from my really amazing time away. All the cathedrals that I saw, that one moment for me really spoke to my heart. And I want to offer that lesson to you today. Be patient with yourself. The Lord is building you into a beautiful cathedral. He's not done with you yet. He has a lot more work to do in our lives. And if we let Him, He's going to make a beautiful cathedral out of our lives where we glorify Him. And so until next time, let's keep praying for one another, and God bless you.